Hello, Exodus 5. Bricks without straw. Afterward, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go, let my people go, so that they may hold a festival to me in the wilderness." Pharaoh said, "Who is the Lord that I should obey him and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go." Then they said, "The God of the Hebrews has met with us. Now let us take a 3-day journey into the wilderness to offer sacrifices to the Lord our God, or he may strike us with plagues or with the sword." But the king of Egypt said, "Moses and Aaron, why are you taking the people away from their labor? Get back to your work." Then Pharaoh said, "Look, the people of the land are now numerous, and you are stopping them from working." That same day, Pharaoh gave this order to the slave drivers in charge of the people: "You are no longer to supply people with straw. Let them go and gather their own straw. Require them to make the same number of bricks as before. They are lazy, that is why they are crying out. Let us go and sacrifice to our God." They want to leave. Make the work harder for the people so that they keep working and pay no attention to lies. Then the slave drivers went out and said to the people, "This is what Pharaoh says. I will not give you any more straw. Get your own straw wherever you can find it, but your work will not be reduced at all." So the people scattered all over Egypt to gather stubble to use for straw. The slave drivers kept pressing them, saying, "Complete the work required of you each day, just as when you had straw." And Pharaoh's slave drivers beat them, demanding, "Why haven't you met your quota yesterday or today as before?" Then the Israelites, their overseers, which are they're not elders, but they are leaders, went and appealed to Pharaoh, "Why haven't you treated your servants this way? Your servants are given no straw, yet we are told, 'Make bricks.' Your servants are being beaten, but the fault is with your own people." Pharaoh said, "Lazy, that's what you are. That is why you keep saying, 'Let us go and sacrifice to the Lord.' Now get to work. You will not be given any straw, yet you must produce your full quota of bricks." The Israelite leaders realized they were in trouble. And when they left Pharaoh, they found Moses and Aaron waiting to meet them. And they said, "May the Lord look on you and judge you. You have made us obnoxious to Pharaoh and his officials, and have put a sword in their hand to kill us. God promises deliverance." Moses returned to the Lord. So Moses prayed or talked to God, the Lord. "Why, Lord, have you brought trouble on this people? Is this why you sent me? Ever since I went to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has brought trouble on this people, and you have not rescued your people at all." Let's move on forward to Exodus 6. Bricks without straw was Exodus 5, and Exodus 6 Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because of my mighty hand, he will let them go. Because of my mighty hand, he will drive them out of his country." God also said to Moses, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob as God Almighty. But by my name, the Lord, I did not make myself fully known to them. I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, where they resided as foreigners. Moreover, I have heard the groaning of the Israelites, whom the Egyptians are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Therefore say to the Israelites, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from the yoke of the Egyptians. I will free you from being slaves to them, and I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with mighty acts of judgment." So you're getting scared. If these Egyptians were alive today, they would be afraid because they remember being drowned. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert. I will take you as my own people, and I will be your God. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God. Who brought you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians, and I will bring you to the land I swore with uplifted hand to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. I will give it to you as a possession. I am the Lord. Moses reported this to the Israelites, but they did not listen to him because of their discouragement in harsh labor. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to let the Israelites go out of his country." But Moses said to the Lord, "If the Israelites will not listen to me, why would Pharaoh listen to me, since I speak with faltering lips, uncircumcised of lips?" Family record of Moses and Aaron. Now the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron about the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he commanded them to bring the Israelites out of Egypt. These were the heads of their families, the sons of Reuben. Remember, Reuben is the oldest son of Jacob. Hanok and Palu, Hezron and Carmi. These were the clans of Reuben. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. These were the clans of Simeon. These were the names of the sons of Levi, or Levi, according to their records: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. Levi lived 137 years. The sons of Gershon by clans were Libni and Shimei. The sons of Kohath were Amram, Izhar. Amram is actually Moses' father. I think so. Amram and Jochebed. Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel, Kohath, lived 133 years. So we can see how Moses is related to Jacob. Remember, Israel and Jacob, they're the same person. So Jacob, his third son is Levi or Levi. So the way Moses is related to Jacob, it goes Jacob, Levi or Levi, and then Kohath is Levi's son, and then Amram is Kohath's son, and then Moses and Aaron, they are. But Aaron is older than Moses. Aaron and Moses are Amram's son. So you can see that 70 went into Egypt, Jacob and his descendants, and really only Kohath, Amram, and Moses. It is about 3 generations later. So I have a question for you. If 600,000 to 6 million people left Egypt, they were not all descendants of Jacob. Because when Jacob went in, it says there were 70. It's written right there very clearly. And it is only 3 generations later. Kohath, because remember, I know I'm repeating, but Levi is Jacob's son, so he went into Egypt. So it's only Kohath, Amram, and Moses, because Moses is grown now. He got married. So how many people do you think 70 can multiply into in 3 generations? So the king of Egypt must have been lying, he's a real bee, There are millions of people living in Egypt, and he looks at just a few hundred of Jacob's descendants and considers them too many. I guess they really did not like shepherds. They really did not like Joseph's family. Egyptians probably really didn't like them. So we are at verse 19. The sons of Merari were Mali and Mushi. These were the clans of Levi according to their records. Amram married his father's sister Jochebed, who bore him Aaron and Moses. Amram lived 137 years. The sons of Izhar were Korah, Nepheg, and Zikri. The sons of Uzziel were Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sithri. Aaron married Elisheba, daughter of Aminadab, and sister of Nashon, and she bore him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. The sons of Korah were Asir, Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These were the Korahite clans. Eleazar, son of Aaron, married one of the daughters of Pael, and she bore him Phinehas. These were the heads of the Levite families, clan by clan. It was this Aaron and Moses to whom the Lord said, "Bring the Israelites out of Egypt by their divisions." They were the ones who spoke to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, about bringing the Israelites out of Egypt. This same Moses and Aaron. Aaron to speak for Moses. Now when the Lord spoke to Moses in Egypt, he said to him, I am the Lord. I am the Lord. Tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, everything I tell you. But Moses said to the Lord, since I speak with faltering lips, or uncircumcised lips, why would Pharaoh listen to me? Let's move on to Exodus 7. Exodus 7. Then the Lord said to Moses, see, I've made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet. You are to say everything I command you, and your brother Aaron is to tell Pharaoh to let the Israelites go out of his country, to let them go. See, sounds funny, but Aaron is to tell Pharaoh to let them, the Israelites, go. Let them go, release them. But I will harden Pharaoh's heart, his heart. And though I multiply my signs and wonders in Egypt, he will not listen to you. He will not listen to you. I know the feeling. Then I will lay my hand on Egypt, and with mighty acts of judgment I will bring out my divisions, my people, the Israelites, arguably only a few hundred of them. So my answer, why were there hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people that left? They just followed them out because they might have heard they're going to a new place. And after God had gotten done, the Creator, after he was done punishing Egypt, it was probably ruined and smelly and scorched, and there was disease everywhere, and I heard there were dead frogs, and the river was blood. So that is the reason these other people followed only a few hundred of Jacob's descendants out of Egypt. So you wonder, all these people, these Jewish people, they claim they were all this mass of people that left Egypt. They're Egyptians. You heard it here first. And the Egyptians will know that I am the Lord when I stretch out my hand against Egypt and bring the Israelites out of it. Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord commanded them. Moses was 80 years old and Aaron 83 when they spoke to Pharaoh. Here we go. The exciting part. Go Moses. Aaron's staff becomes a snake. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, when Pharaoh says to you, perform a miracle, then say to Aaron, take your staff and throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake. Remember, God in the beginning of this said that he's doing something. See, it was like in football, they could change the play really fast. So God is saying, look guys, he's like the coach. Come on, bring it in, guys. See, what we're going to do is what I told Moses, right? Aaron, you're going to do that, and then I'm going to do something else with Moses. He's going to do some crazier, more powerful stuff. Yeah, okay. So, Aaron, throw your staff down. You know what I mean? And Aaron threw it down and became a snake. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did as the Lord commanded. Aaron threw his staff down and became a snake. But then Pharaoh summoned his wise men and sorcerers. And the Egyptian magicians also did the same thing by their secret arts. You know what their secret arts are? They had to do gay stuff, and then they could do some secret magic. Each one threw down his staff, and it became a snake. But Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs. Aaron's snake, because when he threw it down, it became a snake. And then they threw down theirs. Maybe there were 5 of them. So there were 5 little snakes. And then, remember, Aaron has a snake. Then Aaron's snake ate those 5 snakes. And then slithered back to Aaron. And then Aaron picked it up and became a staff again. Good try, Egyptian magicians. Yet Pharaoh's heart became hard, and he would not listen. This section is called the Plague of Blood. Blood. Then the Lord said to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is unyielding. He still won't let the people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning when he goes out to the river and confront him there. This is the River Nile. It's getting exciting. Hold on to your hats. Take in your hand, he's talking to Moses, the staff that was changed into a snake. Then say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me to say to you, let my people go, so that they may worship me in the wilderness. But until now you have not listened. And then say to him, this is what the Lord says. By this you will know that I am the Lord. With the staff that is in my hand. Yeah, can you read that? God is speaking through Moses. It's God is somehow people can hear God's voice coming out of Moses' mouth. With the staff that is in my hand, I will strike the water of the Nile, and it will be changed into blood, the entire river. The fish in the Nile will die, and the river will stink, and you will not be able to drink the water. The Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron, take your staff, and stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt, over the streams and canals, over the ponds and all their reservoirs, and they will turn to blood. Blood will be everywhere in Egypt, even in vessels of wood and stone. Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord had commanded. So right in front of Pharaoh, while he was standing by the river Nile, Aaron struck. He took his staff and hit the water, and instantly the water changed into blood. The fish died instantly, and the river smelled so bad. Instantly. Not like instant ramen. In less than a minute. And the Egyptians could not drink the water anymore. And if you watch a certain cartoon movie, there are Egyptians drinking out of their wood or stone cups. And they went, drank, and they looked, there's my water turned into blood. But the Egyptian magicians did the same thing by their secret arts. But you know what I heard? They had some red powder, and they just went up to Pharaoh and said, "Don't worry, Pharaoh. See all that blood? We could do the same thing." And then they had a glass of water. See? Kaboom, and they threw like this red powder into the water. "Don't worry, Pharaoh. See, we could do it too." But they didn't. They just threw like Kool-Aid, into the water, and it turned red. And they just wanted to say they could do something similar. Pharaoh's heart became hard. He would not listen to Moses and Aaron. Instead, he turned and went into his palace and did not take even this to heart. So he saw all the water in Egypt turn to blood, and he still would not let the Hebrews go. And all the Egyptians dug to find more water. Because they could not drink the river water. The plague of frogs, 7 days passed after the Lord had Aaron strike the Nile. Exodus 8. We're getting into Exodus 8. There's 27 minutes. Perhaps we will just read a little of Exodus 8. See, it's so exciting. There's one sentence in Exodus 7. Exodus 8. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and say, I need to go faster. It's too exciting. He's going to send frogs on his country. We'll just stop there. Thank you for listening. Keep God first and take your places, like maybe Egypt."